Hello and welcome to Edbert Leadership. I am, as always, your host, Edbert Baby. And in the next few weeks, I will be adding my thoughts to 10 often misunderstood concepts in leadership. Trust me, this will be exciting and informative. And the very first is leadership versus management. Here, you heard me right. So many people confuse leadership with management. But here's the fact. Management keeps the ship steady, while leadership decides whether the ship's even going in the right direction in the first place. So in this brief episode, let's unpack why leadership isn't about maintaining what is, but mobilizing toward what could be. Let's begin by making it plain. Management is about control. Leadership is about movement. Managers plan, organize, and ensure stability. They maintain efficiency. They keep the system functioning and ensure results are predictable. And that's vital, because without good management, the system fails. But leadership goes beyond the checklist. Leadership will ask bigger questions, bigger, riskier questions. Are we still on the right course? Are we solving the right problem? What needs to change in us to face what's coming next? Leadership is not about keeping people comfortable. It's about helping people face discomfort productively. As Ronald Heifetz, one of my leadership mentors, says, leadership is about mobilizing people to tackle tough problems that require new learning. The confusion between leadership and management exists because in most organizations, authority and leadership are tightly linked and often conflated with each other. If someone has a title, is a manager or a director or a CEO, we assume that they are leaders. But in reality, many people in authority spend their energy managing, not leading. They work hard keeping the machinery running, targets, processes, meetings, reports, all necessary but not transformative. Meanwhile, some of the best leadership in organizations comes from people without authority. The employee who speaks up when everyone stays silent. The nurse who advocates for a new patient care process. The intern who dares to question the outdated norm. They have no position, but they lead through action. Adaptive leadership teaches us that management solves technical problems, while leadership helps people adapt to new realities. Here are some of the key differences between management and leadership. Management keeps the system stable. Leadership mobilizes people to change. Management solves known problems. Leadership tackles adaptive challenges. Management relies on expertise. Leadership relies on learning. Management works with authority, while leadership often works beyond authority. Adaptive leadership will ask, what parts of this challenge can be solved with expertise, and what path requires learning and changing hearts and minds? A manager might adjust the system, but leadership is about changing mindsets. Let's take an example. Imagine you are the head of a hospital department. A management mindset will focus on reducing patient waiting times, improving shift schedules, ensuring compliance with policies. All important, but leadership will ask a deeper question. Why are staff disengaged and burnout increasing even when processes improve? That's an adaptive challenge. It's not solved by rearranging systems. It requires addressing values, relationships, and emotional realities. It's about listening, surfacing conflict, and helping people take responsibility for shared culture. That's leadership work. When organizations confuse leadership and management, they end up with compliance instead of commitment, short-term fixes instead of transformation. People who execute orders but don't think or learn. You can have a perfectly managed organization that's brilliantly efficient at going in the wrong direction. History gives us examples, corporations that collapse not because of bad management but because no one led them into the future. Kodak, Blockbuster, great management, poor adaptive leadership. So how do you practice leadership, not just management, in your own context? I would suggest 3 ways. Ask different questions. Don't just ask, what do we need to fix? Ask, what do we need to learn? Create space for discomfort. Adaptive work involves loss. People must give up old ways. Leadership means holding that tension. Model curiosity. Admit what you don't know. It signals learning is safe and that leadership is shared. Now, here's something to remember. Management is about doing things right, but leadership is about doing the right things. We need both, but don't confuse them. Management preserves, leadership transforms. Management brings order, leadership brings growth. And where both work together, when good management supports both leadership, that's when organizations truly thrive. So the next time you find yourself managing the checklist, pause and ask, am I leading a change or just maintaining order? Because leadership is not about keeping things under control. It's about helping people move forward, even through uncertainty. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode of Often Misunderstood Concepts in Leadership.